We don't know what's gonna happen to our wages. Are we gonna have to leave the country? What's gonna happen?
I remember having conversations and think a bit like, oh, maybe we are not welcome here.
I thought it was a really more progressive country, kind of open, like, yeah, for immigrants, for refugees, and then made me think, oh, maybe it's more closed.
So my name is Alejandro. I've been living in London for 8 years. I'm originally from Angola, but I'm raised in Portugal and then I moved to London.
I'm Guilherme, but you can call me by Gui. I'm Portuguese as well. And yeah, I moved to London in last March, so almost a year ago. And before I was living in Barcelona for 10 years.
I had like a really rough year and I was like, oh, I need some holidays, I need to relax a little bit. And I remember that he was from Barcelona, so I was like, oh, can you give me some tips? I want to go to Barcelona. And then I came back to London and I was like, okay, we live in different cities.
So we kind of started this kind of long distance relationship.
We were in different cities and different countries.
Yeah.
And it was the fact of, obviously, Brexit just happened. And I knew that was really difficult for him to move.
We actually had a talk about it and we were like, yeah, I don't know how easy it will be to move to the UK as it was before.
Yeah. To be honest, like, I think I went through these like in stages, because the first stage, to be honest, I didn't believe that people would vote to happen. I was feeling really scared because I was studying and didn't know if I wanted to do a master degree. And I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have to pay international fees. I remember that I had even friends that were living outside of the UK asking me, oh, what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna have to get new documents to be living there. Do you think that you're gonna be able to study? How long do you think that you're gonna be able to stay in the UK? I will remember when Brexit happened, I had to send some packages to my mom and it was like just a nightmare.
Yeah.
Everything was just a nightmare, like things that were so easy for me.
But of course, following the news, we would see a lot of like people that were living here, especially like a lot of nurses, like Portuguese nurses that were living here, and they were like, we don't know what's gonna happen to our wages. Are we gonna have to leave the country? What's gonna happen?
He applied for a couple of jobs here in London, but he was not really believing that it would happen because he needed to be sponsored.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
If I needed to move here, I would need like a visa sponsorship, and I know that from like the US or Australia, it's really hard to get usually. And for me, it was quite nerve-wracking because when I was applying for the visa, it was like, am I gonna get it or not? Like, will I be able to go through this? Like, I was nervous. I was telling you, like, imagine that if they don't if they don't offer the visa, like, what would happen? I thought it was a really more progressive country, kind of open, like, yeah, for immigrants, for refugees, and then made me think, oh, maybe it's not what I think about the country, like, maybe it's more closed.
I remember having conversations and think a bit like, oh, maybe we are not welcome here, which is quite sad. I worked everywhere, and when I moved to London, like, I had like the most difficult jobs ever. And the truth is that the people that were doing that were the immigrants. Okay, they're gonna do Brexit, but then who gonna do these kind of jobs?
If I want now to have a new job opportunity, if I'm looking through my career, right now my company sponsored me for 3 years, but if I want to make a move or make a change, I will need to be sponsored again. If we make plans and like we maybe want to stay here for longer, or have like a family and stuff, we think about like, oh, what type of opportunities will they have? Imagine that they want to study in Europe, or if they want to like live abroad. There's something that we will need to think about.
And what do you enjoy about living in the UK? Why do you want to be here?
For me, it was because I was not used to this like type of huge city and all the culture. I remember being talking to you and being in the bus. I was like, this is insane. How many cultures and representation you have in the same space, the diversity, and for that's amazing for me.
It's so multicultural that you go outside and you can experience any country. I brought like my two best friends to live in London. They were in Portugal, and the process was quite easy. And I feel that it's a shame that now I cannot share this love with all my friends in Portugal. So many people would not have the same experience that I had. Makes me sad because it was so beautiful that I think. Yeah, it's sad that people cannot do it.
These type of organizations like European Movement, what you guys are doing is really important for like the British society and for the European society, for any like person that wants to like come to the UK, because I feel that it's the benefits of coming here, you cannot experience them right now.
Also like for people that live here as well, that wants to go outside and don't worry about like getting 300 documents and then go through like really difficult processes just to work outside. Like I think it would be amazing. Thank you for doing that, because we want to keep dreaming.
And that was so inspirational.